Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Kelly, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. Thank you for being there for me and so many others. I have a history of narc relationships, 3 including my ex-husband, and your videos have helped me with my journey to understanding. I had no idea that there was actually some kind of understanding out there for what I have been through. I remember my most recent narc relationship, my constant, I really don't understand where you're coming from, and how much that pissed that guy off. I now know I am not crazy, and I thank you and the other wonderful people on YouTube that help us understand. I am not writing in about those relationships, however. Not at this point anyway. This is about my brother. He was born in 1960 and I was born in 1963. Our relationship growing up was difficult. He is extremely smart, and he was the guy in high school that carried a briefcase. I constantly heard, so-and-so is your brother. But looking back now, I respect him continuing to carry that briefcase and not give a shit what others thought. He is now an MD and married with 4 children. 3 of his children are on the autism spectrum, and I myself believe he is Asperger's, but I'm no pro at this. When we were kids, I fucking hated him because he would not leave me alone. 3 kids on the autism spectrum. Look, I have, and this is opinion only, and I've spoken about this repeatedly. I think a lot of this autism, quote unquote autism, is caused by the parents. It is a direct reaction to sociopathy or narcissism in the parents. He teased me constantly, and I just couldn't understand why he wouldn't just leave me be. Then when we grew up, we got along better. He met his now wife and pretty much dropped all ties with his other friends in favor of her. I never felt close with her back then. I was in high school. But through the years, we built a relationship. She let me be there for the birth of their kids. She was very close to my parents. We had many holidays at my parents' house with everyone there and got along great. I got married to an Australian, and we went there to live, where we had twin babies, a boy and a girl. We moved back when they were 9 months old. It was from there when it all went wrong. Let's face it, little twins are damn cute, and they learn these cute little songs in daycare. This is what caused the autism right here. This is you having, it is competition, okay? And whatever set, and I guarantee it set her off. Set her off. And what I think, okay, the autism is almost a distraction for the child does it not realizing they're doing it, but to focus the parents back on them. Whereas I could see this, the competition whereas there was going to become an intense competition between your kids and their kids, if there isn't already. Let's face it, little twins are damn cute, and they learn these cute little songs in daycare that they would do for us, and my parents were bowled over by it. In the meantime, those guys were puking themselves. I can't remember the source of this knowledge now, but yeah. My brother and sister-in-law went on a trip together for 2 weeks and asked my parents to come up to their house and look after the kids, and look after the 4 kids. I was now living nearby my folks and home alone all day with my 2 babies, so I decided to go up there and spend some time with them too. When my brother and sister-in-law found out about it, they were fucking pissed off that I was in their home with my kids without their permission. Me and my parents were completely caught off guard. Wait, what? And at one point around this time, they let us know that their holidays would be spent without us. They wanted to focus on their own family. This is where the autism's coming from. The parents, they're causing it, so they can focus in on their own children and not deal with the rest of the family. Fast forward, me and my family moved to Florida. Anytime we would come up for the holidays and I attempted to get together with them, my brother would tell me he would talk to his wife, and then I would hear nothing. They had decided that they didn't want me to be around. It was so obvious. So fast forward to 2010, I was so over them and their discarding of me by then. Mother's Day came around and my mom didn't hear from her son. She sent this email to them. I know I'm overly sensitive. I know you guys have very busy lives without having nagging parents. I would just like to express my concern and ask you if you would like to meet somewhere to talk. I know emailing is not acceptable. Or do you just want me to suck it up and stop trying to have a relationship that involves more than you have the time or inclination to give? I don't actually expect much more from you guys. Maybe just an acknowledgement that you got my pitiful note about not hearing from you on Mother's Day. This is coming off as very guilt trippy. This is coming off as very guilt trippy, and it's coming off as actually a narcissist writing to somebody who's been just trying to go no contact. I think your family has a lot deeper issues than you're letting on with just the relationship between you and your brother. There's more going on here that obviously involves your parents. Because he's not only cutting you guys off, he's cutting your parents off as well. Or maybe giving up an hour or two when you come through town when Kelly and the kids are here, so we have a couple of hours with the appearance of a family that you might like to see. Yeah, this is aggressively guilt trippy. I guess the bottom line is I am concerned that I have done or said something over the years that makes me feel you don't really care about having me in your lives. I know Kelly has the same feelings of being an outsider that really isn't needed or wanted in your life also. Does this bother you that I am bringing this up? I love you guys and the kids so much that I just wanted to let you know my feelings and hope that I'm not making matters worse by doing this. She is. I can almost guarantee it. We used to have such a wonderful relationship that got lost somewhere. I felt that sister-in-law was my own daughter, and I wanted both my daughters and myself to enjoy each other for much longer time than we had. We would spend hours sucking on wine, enjoying and laughing. We would even allow you guys into our hen talks sometimes. Did we lose it all when we invited Kelly and the kids to come see us while we were babysitting in your house? We honestly didn't believe we were doing anything wrong, but I still feel the sting of your disappointment in our behavior. I'm sorry to bring you down, but I so much want the relationship we had. Is it too late? See, here's the thing. Look, Kelly, there's more to this story than just, I think, leading up to them freaking out over you visiting them in their house while they were babysitting their kids. That makes no sense. Also doesn't make sense that they would, if there's this boundary line that your brother and sister-in-law had with your mother, why did they have her there in the first place? There's a lot more to this story. So then that cunt of a sister-in-law responded with the most narky fucking email I could imagine. it is so fucking long because of how detailed she needed to go over her frantic schedule that I had no choice but to abridge it somewhat. So here she goes. Here we go again, in caps. I have heard many times from you what a great mom I am. How do you do it, you ask? I agree. I'm a great mom. Brother is a great dad. We have great kids. Why? Because we spend time with them. Yeah, they're causing these autisms. This is how autism happens. This is it. They and brother come first in my life. And if you asked him, he would say the kids and I come first in his life. You say you get it as far as autistic daughter is concerned, with her higher needs, etc. I don't think you do. You really can't. You can't really. You don't live it. You can't be expected to get it totally. However, I thought you got it better than I think you do now. Yeah, this woman needs these kids to be autistic. She needs something to focus on in her life. She needs this drama. She is the reason the children are on the spectrum the way they are. It is a reaction to her. For starters, allow me to share my schedule for the rest of the week with you. This is what these children have to listen to. This is why these children are autistic and are shutting down within themselves. This is why. Note the time of this email. It is 12:25 a.m. I should be in bed, but I knew I would not rest until I sent this. At 5:15 a.m. my alarm will go off. I will hit the snooze bar a couple of times, but will be up and in the shower well before 6 a.m. Okay, trust me that all of the next few paragraphs go into minute detail about her next few days, all of which are filled with her children's needs, the work she does for the school and PTA, her hair appointment, and her having to pack up for a trip to their cottage, and just how goddamn busy she is. Then she carries on about how she's explaining all of it, not because she's a martyr, or not happy with her life, or not trying to put a feather in her cap, but that she has explained this over and over again to my retarded mother. Do you know why she actually flipped out? Okay. Here's why she flipped out. You're in the house. Because if she can leave her mother and father for these 4 special needs autistic children, and she has this fucking hectic schedule and all these needs and all this, that she's so fucking busy to deal with them. Okay? The fact that it was bad enough that her mother is there watching the children, but the fact that you and your husband are there, and these children probably aren't as difficult to deal with as she's making them out to be, is what she's protecting. The truth of her busy life and all these needs that these children that you probably aren't even realizing. You know what, these kids, they might need something, but it isn't like she's making it out to be. Is it? That's why she's freaking out. That's what she's protecting. That's her need to go on and on and on and justify herself of how quote unquote busy she is. Because she knows you went there herself and she couldn't control the narrative. And the narcissist freaks out. They go paranoid. They go batshit when they can't control the narrative. That's what this was a reaction of. She was building a narrative of how busy and how much these children needed her and yada, 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 yada. Now she's out of the house and you're there. And the first thing she's thinking is, oh shit, Kelly's going to see the gigs up. It's not that big of a deal. And then she's going to talk to my mother, and that's what this is all to her mother. And that's what this is a reaction to. That's what this is a reaction to. She's had enough of trying to measure up to my mother's expectations. I mean, seriously, Ollie, this bitch goes on forever. I would attach the original email if I thought you had the fucking time. Right, she goes, because it's paranoia. She's over-explaining. She's lost because she's lost control of the fucking narrative. what she's of trying to by piling on this word salad and this over explanation of how busy she is. She is shielding herself from your mother or you or anyone else saying, you know, we dealt with the children alone, 4 of them, and it wasn't as bad as you're making it out to be. She needs her children to be like that. That's what she's protecting. She lost her mind because she lost control of the narrative by you showing up there. She goes on and on about how she's tired of all this drama, and if my mom keeps it up, she will alienate her. She's got no time for neediness and worrying about offending people. She is totally I'm not sure what that acronym. WYSIWYG. I don't know what that means. And if my mom and me want to cook up all this drama, we can leave her out. All right, back to the letter. I am not going to come up with puckered lips prepared to kiss ass. Look how thinly we are stretched right now. And I did not even include what brother's schedule is like. Please consider these things before you start attacking us for not spending the amount of time that you feel we should. And incidentally, why are all these things from the past being dredged up again? For heaven's sake, that incident when you guys were babysitting for us was 10 years ago. Can we please put that to bed once and for all? Yeah, because she wants you to get away from it so you don't bring it up like it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't what you're making it out to be. She needs this life. She needs this friggin' drama in her life. She's protecting the drama. Okay, I had a visceral response from this email. My mom was absolutely devastated and forwarded it to me looking for guidance. I'm sorry to say I lost my shit. Here is my response. This letter is a credit to your bitchiness. You and my brother are dead to me. You were both dead to me months ago, which is why I didn't answer your stupid email. Who gives a shit about your schedule? I got one too, and so does everyone else. We've got kids and boyfriends or husbands, and most of us manage to include our extended family in our holidays and call our mothers on Mother's Day, and we don't write bitchy little letters like this one. I hope there is never a reason in the future that you or my brother need to contact me for any reason, because that will be the time that I tell you both to go fuck yourselves. I live without you this long. I can do it forever. I won't miss you because you are both an arrogant pair of assholes and you can go to hell. You should be ashamed for talking to my mother like that. She's done nothing but treat you kindly. And brother, you're the one that needs a psychiatrist. I've wanted to say these things for so long. You two suck. I'm referring to an email where he said he thought my mother needed a psychiatrist. She may. She may. Because your brother seems like the type of that would have been a son husband that would marry someone who's just like his mother. I don't think your mother's a saint in any of this either. What caused your brother to marry someone like that? This is already long enough, so I won't put her response and then mine and so forth. Suffice it to say, I fucking struck a match and burned the bridge down with relish. Neither me, my mother, or father have spoken to them for 8 years now. Ollie, my parents are not narcs. They have treated my brother and that bitch with nothing but kindness and patience. I would love to hear your take on this. I have decided that my brother is a self-involved ass that doesn't have the time for any of us. And more importantly, my sister-in-law is a narcissistic twat that has turned him against his family. What do you think? Thank you again for this forum for us. Love all you've done. Love that you've done this, Kelly. Well, figures my first video back would be a family one. Look, Kelly, I know you're saying your mother is not a narc, your parents are not a narcs, but is it possible your brother was a black sheep and a son husband and you don't realize it. Maybe you were a golden child. I'm not saying that to pick on you, but it's definitely a possibility. Could he have met her in a vacuum? And maybe. But that's not the point of this video. One thing is clear is your sister-in-law is a sociopathic narc. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's all about her, and she uses her children to make it about her. You notice it's about her schedule, her time, not what she does. Not her children's needs. Those are just assumed. Yet, when she wasn't around, your mother had no problem attending to their needs. I guess you had no problem attending to her needs. And that's where all the problems started. That's where the freak out began, when she lost control of the narrative, of her narrative. And at the time, you probably weren't even thinking, wow, these children aren't as difficult to deal with as she makes it out to be. And I promise you, probably the more time they spend away from her, the further off the spectrum they seem and the easier to deal with that they are. This all happened because she lost control of her narrative. She lost control of her and this need for this quote-unquote intensely busy schedule where she doesn't have anything to do. She needs it in her life because she has nothing else. And the second she lost control of the narrative, that's why she doesn't want to go back to what happened 10 years ago. Because that's where it started. She knows that's where it started. She knows if, like, we got into it, it's like, we watched your children 10 years ago. We was there. They weren't, and you're making out your life to be this thing that, you know what? I don't think it is. That's what she's protecting. That's what she never got over. That's what she tries to get you to forget. That her life doesn't have to be the chaos she makes it into. That's what the narcissist always does. They always tell you how busy they are, how much. Another one, if you go back to phone call from narcissistic mother, again, how busy she is at work, how busy she was, how busy. They're always so busy. They're not. They're the cause of their own quote unquote busyness, so they don't get called on their bullshit, so they can control the narrative. So, I hope that helps. I didn't think this was going to be so difficult, but it is. Okay. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your story and your contribution, Kelly. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.